It's time for the insane, the honest, and the profane with your host, Brandon Combs.
Jed Hoyer has been a coward as a GM. He doesn't go out and he doesn't make the big splash signings. He doesn't spend the money in the right places. But then I don't let Craig Counsell off the hook because, yes, did he get put in a bad spot with this rotation by Jed Hoyer? Absolutely. But then you didn't put those guys that you did have in a position to succeed in the playoffs.
And Ryan Fitzgibbons.
I mean, if he's just as good as Justin Fields, it's probably the worst draft pick in the history of Bears football. It probably is. And one of the worst draft picks in the history of the NFL.
It's Combs and Fitz, Windy City Sports Talk, right here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
And welcome to Combs and Fitz, Windy City Sports Talk. It's your boy, Brandon Combs, along with my guy, Ryan Fitzgibbons. Fitzy, nothing happened yesterday, man. Nothing worth talking about. We had a couple of football games, but there's definitely no arguments all over social media. We definitely weren't arguing before the show about whether or not there was or wasn't a catch or an interception. Not a whole lot to get into, but we're definitely going to get into both games from yesterday. We'll get into the Bears game. We'll get into the Patriots-Texans game. Also, coaching carousel, kind of crazy. But Fitzy, how's your week, brother?
Pretty good. Went to the Wolves game last night. Saw a hockey fight. It's been a while.
Yeah.
The Chicago Wolves fighter lost, but the Wolves won the game. So lost the battle.
Was it Wolves Hawaiian shirt night?
It was Wolves Hawaiian shirt night, and it was like.
Oh, so you didn't buy that?
No. This is Wolves.
Okay.
This
that
is
makes
free.
It okay then.
The tickets were free. My boy Aiden got one too. We also got a free hat. So it was kind of like free tickets, free hat, free Hawaiian shirt, free watching a fight. Pretty good hockey. I mean, that Allstate Arena, yeah, it's a basic arena, but it's really nice. And the Wolves did put on a great show, man. Fireworks inside.
Yeah, they always have. Yeah.
Like just a great time. And
question for you. When you say it was free.
Missed the last half of the Bills game, or not the last half, but like the last, quarter. But
nothing happened.
Really,
you didn't miss
nothing
anything.
really happened. So it's good there. And then missed the entire 49ers Seahawks game, which really, I mean, other than the Seahawks being mostly what I thought they were, nothing really happened. I thought the Seahawks were going to win that game. Seahawks won that game. I really wish the Rams would have played them first, but that didn't happen. So
no, you get the Rams at a frigid Soldier Field tonight. But look, when you say that shirt was free, that it was free at the door, right? Like, not, you didn't go into the clubhouse and or into the shop and be like, oh, this shirt is definitely for free.
Yeah, this is mine. No, I don't want the shirt that looks really cool. I want that one. No, yes, this was absolutely free at the door. First 5,000 people got one. We got there early. I'm with a 7-year-old, so we left with about 5 minutes to go in the third period. They were up 4-1 though, so they won.
Oh, there you go. It was, good. Look, I love the Wolves, man. They put on a good show. If you like hockey and you're in Chicago, man, just it's a cheaper ticket. And it's really good hockey.
Really, and good hockey. I mean, they're a good team. Usually they put a good product out on the ice. They played the Rockford Ice Hogs, and they beat them up. So it's a good time.
No, absolutely. Good stuff. But look, let's get into the divisional round games yesterday. We'll touch on the Niners Seahawks. There's really not much there other than Seattle looks unstoppable. But let's get to this Broncos game, man, because look, a lot of talk about the overtime victory for the Denver Broncos. And there's a couple of things that I want to get into in this game. But let's start with the big debate from this morning. Let's start with the thing that everybody's talking about on every major news channel that does sports. Was it a catch or was it an interception? Because when you ask me, here's what I took from it, and I took this live. This is what I said last night while watching the game. It looks to me like if you just watch Brandon Cooks, and I'll bring up the play here in a little bit. If you just watch Brandon Cooks during that play, when he hits the ground, it looks to me like he goes unconscious. Like he hit the ground, his head bangs off the ground. I think he goes unconscious and he's going to lose the ball anyway. Now, as trying to complete the process of the catch, you have to survive the ground. So that ball was going to come out anyway because his arms go limp and everything when he rolls over, and it would have been incomplete. But since it lands in the arms of the defender, never touches the ground, to me, that's a complete interception. And I understand sometimes I don't necessarily agree with this rule because I agree that maybe he should have been marked down, because if you're a runner and you have the ball and then you get touched and you go down, you're down by contact and the ground can't cause a fumble. But when you're a receiver and you're trying to come up with the grab in the process of the catch, you have to survive the ground. I don't agree with that, but that is the rule. So to me, by the rule, it was a clear interception. And I don't think that Bills fans, and I understand that they're so mad at the officiating today. They shouldn't be. You turn the ball over 4 times.
Yeah.
You're going to lose that game, but you can't blame officiating in a game like that. You score 30 points, your defense gives up 33. That's your problem. But when it comes to that play, I think it was an interception. You think it was a catch, though?
Yeah, I mean, even Gene Sarator, who, I mean, you could bring it up if you want. His explanation of it. I get it. First of all, you're an asshole. Because I say I don't want to argue about this, and certainly you drag me and do an argument about this because I don't think there's a lot to argue about. I think if they call it a catch, okay. I think if they call it an interception, okay. I do agree with you. You have 2 turnovers in that game, and you probably win by maybe high single digits, probably double digits. You win the game by. You were definitely the better team, which I thought Buffalo was. I thought Buffalo should have made the Super Bowl this year. I really didn't think Josh Allen was going to be the reason why they didn't. He definitely is. I think he deserves all the tears he cried. We do have a new tear meme. But also Gene Sarator does say in what he tweeted that it is a judgment call. It is. And if Nixon with the Packers is on the other side of DJ Moore in the right before Christmas game where DJ Moore catches the thing and he grabs that ball, is that an interception then?
No. So there's, and again, I don't agree with the rule because there are so many different variations.
Answer the question. Rule. If Nixon catches that ball, it's an interception.
Correct.
Then that's a really bad rule because that's definitely a catch by DJ Moore, and it's almost the same exact play. It's just in a different part of the field. And yes, actually Caleb throws a better ball. I mean, I'm not going to say Josh Allen did something bad. It's not a great throw. It's an okay
there's
throw.
Variations to all sorts of rules, which I hate, right? Like I hate the fact that as an offensive lineman, when you go and you're blocking a guy, if your hand goes up high and you hit him in the face, and even though it's not a face mask, it's not going to cause any damage, you just hit him in the side of the helmet and push his head to the side, it's illegal hands to the face. But if you do that as a running back, running full speed, and you put your arm out and just completely annihilate and decapitate a guy, it's called a stiff arm.
Yeah,
like,
Bears have.
I think the certain rules having certain variations and different. Same thing with we were talking about this before the show. When a guy goes to the sideline and he catches the ball and he drags his toes, he never completes the process of the catch. But you still do have to survive the ground in that instance, do you not? You still do have to survive the ground because if you drag your feet and then you go out of bounds and the ball comes loose when you hit the ground, it's called an incomplete pass. And that's what happened with Cooks, was he didn't complete the process of the catch. The ball was coming loose. And I just think in my estimation, I think Cooks went unconscious. I really do.
I also agree. This is why I thought it was a catch, and it's a good point by Jeremiah. If they go to the ground, both possessing it, I agree. Cooks had the ball to the ground. He definitely had the ball to the ground. The defender grabs it once he's on the ground.
No, the defender starts to grab it before he hits the ground. Here, I'm going to bring it up right now. We're going to show this thing.
Now, and Logan says your Bears are cheating. I don't know how we're cheating.
I don't know, Logan.
Doubting Thomas, it's a catch as soon as his ass hits the ground. Now, I have a different view of this. Yes, I thought it was a catch, but I think it could have gone either way. I'm not going to be as demonstrative that, no, it's a catch. I think it's a really close call, and I think Sarator is right, or as Jeremiah said, Skeletor is right. Gene Skeletor is right. I think it's a judgment call at the end of the day.
But let's look at this play here. I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna slow it down. So as you're going right here,
that means and that means Cooks is down by contact. Sports Jazz fan. Ooh,
right
I like
here,
that. Sports and Jazz.
I'm gonna show you guys the catch right there. Look, the defender's hand is on that ball as well. The defender's hand is there too. So now, as you bring this in, before he goes to the ground, watch his second hand go around the ball as well. Right there, they are fighting for the ball. His arm is between the receiver's body and the ball. They are fighting for the ball. Now, as they hit, his hand never leaves the ball or between the body of Cooks, and they go to the ground right here.
He's down,
but he's still possession has not. I understand.
Ground can't cause a fumble. Ground shouldn't be able to cause an incompletion.
He's not a runner, though. That's where you're getting confused. He's not a runner. He is still completing the process of the catch. And now when he hits the ground, watch Cooks as he hits the ground. Right there, look, right there.
Yeah, but he's
down.
They
just hit the ground.
Yes, but he's down for a while. He's down for a while at this point.
He didn't complete the process of the catch. And watch Cooks' arms. Cooks is passed out. Watch Cooks as he rolls over. Now, of course, they do the jump cut.
The other
Cooks as he rolls over. Watch his arms.
The other angle shows his hand go off the ball, I guess, which I agree with as well.
I'm just telling you, in my estimation, especially with a wide receiver and just completing the process of the catch, because he's not a runner at that point. That's the whole thing that everybody's got to get out of their head. At that point, he is not a runner. It's just like dragging your feet when you go out of bounds. You drag your feet, you get 2 feet down, and then you go out of bounds. If you hit the ground and the ball comes loose, it's an incomplete pass.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, what are you talking about? Yes, it is.
Not. You're out of bounds. It's over.
No,
it's
an incomplete pass, and they call it 10 times out of 10.
I'm telling you, they've had these calls. I don't know why you're yelling.
Because you're wrong.
I don't know why you're yelling. No, I'm not. I am not actually wrong.
Please tell this guy he's wrong. If
they've had this before. Roy Williams. I don't care if Donald Fitzgibbon says it's true. He's past his prime. He's peaked. He's on the other side of his life. Wrong. Okay. Okay. I don't know what he's saying. I think Combs is pissed off. Is the pissed off wife today. Earlier, Jeremiah said I was the pissed off wife. Julianne saying you're the pissed off wife. We've had this before. It happened. I said before at Roy Williams, one of the 20 in the early aughts, one of the 20 receivers that the Detroit Lions drafted all in a row, caught the ball against the Bears. Same thing happened as you said. He gets 2 feet in. He goes out of bounds. He then loses the ball. Detroit loses the game. Bears win. They've changed that rule.
Would you like to read Jeremiah's comment? You have to maintain the process of the catch through the ground out of bounds. Yes, you do.
It's just a dumb rule then. It's just a dumb rule then. I don't know what to tell you. I know that they've addressed this rule. Say that they addressed this rule before. Say you remember the Roy Williams catch. Say they addressed the rule before. Because there's also a Des Bryant catch that they addressed the rule before.
I agree with you. I'm not saying that it's a good rule.
You've changed. I have changed a little bit.
I'm not.
Changed my shirt.
I'm not saying that it's not a bad rule, because I agree it is a bad rule. If the ground can't cause the fumble for a runner, the ground should not be able to cause a fumble for a receiver. I completely agree with you. But by the letter of the actual rule, that was an interception.
You're purposely not bringing up the Gene Sarator thing where he said it is a judgment call.
You want me to? I can bring up Gene Sarator.
He does say if A and B is done, it is a judgment call.
We'll bring it up right here. I have it right here.
Not this anymore.
So here we are. For a catch, secure control of the ball, check.
Okay.
2 feet down and bounds, check.
Okay.
After A and B have been fulfilled, clearly performs an act of common to the game, extend the ball forward, take an additional step, tuck the ball away and turn upfield, or avoid a ward off an opponent, or if he maintains control of the ball long enough to do so. C is where there is a judgment needed since A and B are clearly met. Now consider this note to the rule. If player A, who satisfied A and B, but has not satisfied C, contacts the ground and loses control of the ball, it is an incomplete pass if the ball hits the ground before he regains control. Or
it doesn't hit the ground. It doesn't hit the ground.
You're right. It doesn't hit the ground. It hits the defender and goes into the defender's arms. That's why it's an interception. That's exactly what I'm saying.
A defender can't take the ball away from a receiver while he falls out of bounds.
It would have been incomplete. It's not about him taking it away. It's about as the ball comes out, it doesn't hit the ground. It lands in the defense. If that ball hits the ground, incomplete pass. But it doesn't. It lands in the arms of the defender. He was going to lose that ball because he gets knocked unconscious.
Does the defender
that ball was coming out?
Does the defender have possession? Megan TV says, does the defender have possession? I don't know, man.
It's that, all I'm saying is
to me, like I said before the show, to me, just looking at the play and being a sensible human being on the earth and playing backyard football and whatever the hell football, when a person catches a ball,
how many times do you have this playing backyard?
What it looks like, more times than you would think.
I imagine you and John fighting over this in the backyard.
What it looks like is a catch. If you look at it, it looks like a catch. He's down. Whatever that idiot defender's doing afterwards doesn't matter.
What matters is that the ball comes loose when.
Also, I don't think it changes the game. I think Buffalo pisses all over their legs and loses anyway. So I mean,
well, that play. Here's the other thing about that play, is that play is on 3rd and 10. So let's take the defender out of the equation. Cooks hits the ground, the ball comes loose, and it hits the ground. It's an incomplete pass. Buffalo's punting the ball on the next play anyway. It's 4th and 10.
Yeah.
So that's essentially the punt.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway. They lose the game anyway. Yeah.
Go
ahead. What I'm saying, and also this is just another thing with the NFL. It's a far less controversial call if they rule a catch. I agree with that too. I also think this is just another thing with the NFL where they over explain everything, where there's way too many rules. So a guy can literally be holding somebody offsides, out of bounds, didn't catch the ball. He's doing this. He touched CJ Gardner-Johnson, grazed his hand off a guy's helmet, then intercepted the ball in the end zone, and the Bears are 11-6 instead of 12-5. Like, it's insane because you could call a guy for something on every play because the rules are just really, first of all, they're not written well. They're written by a bunch of people who have CTE.
Yeah. I want to get to some of these comments. Texas P9Z says Bears versus Texas Super Bowl. I agree. That's what I picked before the Super Bowl. Jeremiah says Fitz once recovered the lens from my glasses a year after they popped out playing football in the neighbor's yard.
True.
Dakota Miller says he never had possession. Josh Allen doesn't do what it takes to win a game in the playoffs. Stop making excuses for him. Dakota,
no, I'm not.
They scored 30 points and the defense gave up 33. I'm not hanging that on the quarterback. Yes, the 4 turnovers. I agree with you.
Dude,
nobody's making excuses for that.
The fumble. What is he doing holding that ball?
Atrocious.
Is one of the you cannot do that in a preseason game, let alone a playoff game.
Points. You expect to win when you score 30 points in the NFL.
Well,
sorry.
you give up 4 turnovers, and you're basically giving the defense the ball back a lot. You're the other team is probably going to score close to 30 points off of 4 turnovers. At least I would hope.
And then your sister. Go ahead, finish. Your sister Megan, who I've talked so kindly about during this podcast, who I've told, doesn't deserve the likes of Doubting Thomas, has to deal with him and how she's great and all this stuff, says, Combs, you are infuriating and your face is just as punchable as Bo Nix's. Wow.
I still think it's a catch. The play's over. His knees are down. Play's over. And believe me, either that was a rule and they changed it again. And who could keep track of all these changing rules? You didn't even know how the kickoff worked in the other game. I'm not picking on you. I don't even know how the kickoffs work exactly still. No one knows what's going on in the game because they keep changing the furniture around and going, this is your house. This isn't my fucking house. Like, this isn't the football I grew up. Like, it's just, they keep changing the rules.
George Jetson says offense had his hand on the ball the whole time. The ball didn't come loose because he hit the ground. It came loose because he failed to secure the interception. I disagree. It's coming loose when he hits the ground because he goes unconscious. Watch the play again. I'm telling you guys, go find a spot where you can watch the play.
So here's my thing.
And then watch
here's
the
my
replay.
question then. Should he, after he's done rolling around on the ground 40 times, he's obviously down, the play is over. Should he then get up with the ball and do what Colson Loveland did in the Packers game
again
and never let go of the ball for the rest of his life? That's how dumb that rule is.
That's
how dumb that rule is. That's why Gene Sarator says it's a judgment call. Because should the guy live with the ball for the rest of his life?
But see, this is where you I think you guys are confusing my take with what I feel. I agree with you. I think it's a bad rule.
I do. I know you do. I've already heard what you said.
Think it was an interception. It's a dumb rule. It's a horrible rule. It needs to be changed, and everything should be clear. A catch should be a catch no matter where you're at on the field. Whether you're on the 40, whether you're hitting the ground, whether you're going out of bounds, whether you're in the end zone, a catch should be a catch no matter what. Same way when you're going out of the back of the end zone to make a catch and you drag a toe or you drag 2 toes or whatever, but you don't survive the ground, it's called incomplete. I thought as soon as the ball crosses the plane of the goal line, the ball's dead and it's a touchdown. If you're in the back of the end zone, is the ball not cross the plane of the goal line? It is. So as soon as you catch it, it should be a catch. I agree. I think that a catch needs to be defined and established, and there shouldn't be a difference between being a runner and trying to complete a catch. But the fact is, they are different rules, and there are different interpretations of them, and it is a judgment call. And in this case, it was called an interception, and you can't really put the argument against it, because if the call on the field had been a catch and down by contact, I think that stands too.
Yeah, I agree. So we went all the way around in this circle to just pretty much agree again, because you're an asshole. Like I said in the very beginning of this.
Holy hell.
Shanna's back.
I thought she deleted our account and
she's fighting with Megan TV.
I appreciate it. Look, it's not about how do you know do you DM cooks late at night. Watch the play. I promise you guys. Go watch the play in full time. Find the 40-second play on YouTube where it's the full play and then the slow motion replay. And just watch Cooks. Take the fact, the interception, where the defender's at, take all of that out of account. Whether or not it's a catch, take all that out of account. And just watch Cooks and watch when he lands. And then watch when he gets back up after the defender is running the opposite way. He doesn't know where he's at. I've seen this 1,000 times in the NFL. I've seen guys get concussed 1,000 times while watching NFL games. He was knocked out. His arms go limp, his arms fold over, and he doesn't move for a half a second or 2 seconds. Like he just doesn't, he lays there. And it's because He didn't know what was going on. If he's fully aware, he's fighting for the ball, 1, and 2, he gets up immediately to try to tackle the defender. Plain and simple, because his instincts take over. But they didn't because he was passed out.
Doing circles to convince us that you're unreasonably reasonable. George Judson has a great point there.
Pretty much. Binkings says 100% catch down by contact. All right. 3 lost fumbles, 2 interceptions. The Bills killed some time of possession with 78 plays. Fuck the Bills because they lost. They played like shit. Fuck the Broncos too. Fuck the Niners. For fun, go Texans. All right. Hey. Oh, God. Megan TV. Shannon's finally back from her donkey show in Mexico. Wow. Wow. It's getting real in the chat. Allen forever deserves the ball to be glued to his hands. He definitely got a concussion. I think so, too. You got the wind knocked down. Dude, come on, man. I don't think that's what it was, man. I'm okay. Anyway, let's move on to the other game. We had a second game last night. It was the Niners and the Seahawks, and the Seahawks were just a unit, dude. I mean, plain and simple. Defensively, offensively, I mean, look, it didn't matter that their quarterback didn't take a snap all week long. It didn't matter what the Niners tried to do offensively. Brock Purdy looked atrocious yesterday. I'm with you now. I used to defend Brock Purdy. I can no longer defend Brock Purdy. I don't think you can move forward with Brock Purdy as a starting quarterback. I think they're better off with Mac Jones as a starting quarterback.
I think Mac Jones, he's just kind of a turnover machine too. I think just Brock Purdy, I think a lot of people know what's going on there. And I think, and the Bears should have had 2 picks in that game. He just has a throw that loops and just stays in the air a little bit too long, and it's just susceptible to a lot of picks. And I think that's why he's the last pick of the draft the year he was. I think Kyle Shanahan finally deserves another Matt Ryan, who people could say what you want about Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, very, very good thrower of the football. I mean, he was definitely a very good quarterback. People don't give him enough credit. He made some throws in his career that nobody that Kyle Shanahan has had since can make. I think they need somebody to push Purdy there. I think it's pretty obvious now, unless I'm not seeing something. I mean, everybody wanted to be all over him because he killed the Bears. Which almost every quarterback has done. I mean, come on.
He's had some games where, I mean, the Bears wasn't the only defense that he killed. I mean, he's had a couple of 4 or 5 touchdown games this season. I just think that the interceptions and the way that, I mean, look, I think the Kyle Shanahan system is conducive to a lot of quarterbacks, and I think he's one of them. Anthony, what a nice shirt too. Thanks. Oh, you're talking to Fitzy. I was cold. I was scared. Juliet, you're right. We didn't touch on this. We were so concerned by the interception, catch or not a catch. How crazy is it that the Broncos win last night? The Bills are out, and now the Broncos move on, and they don't have Bo Nix. I mean, look, I feel sick for the kid because I think Jared Stidham.
Jared Stidham.
He hasn't thrown a pass since 2023.
You just made that up. That's not his backup quarterback.
That is his backup
quarterback. Totally made it up. And that's the lead singer of Garbage or something. Yeah. I mean, that cannot be the.
Phillip
Rivers comes back.
No.
No.
Oprah's husband.
That's Oprah's.
I think
Stedman.
I feel sick for Bo Nix, dude. I think Bo Nix silenced a lot of doubters yesterday. I think he did enough to silence doubters. I think he did enough to show people that he's the real deal. Some of those passes, I mean, even the pass that gets dropped to Lil Jordan Humphreys in the first, which sounds like another made up name, But that pass that he drops to Lil Jordan Humphreys, like, it's on a dime. And a few of his touchdown passes yesterday were on a dime. And so I feel like he silenced a lot of critics last night. And I just feel for the kid going out like that. And now you've got the Buffalo Bills. Aiden, what's going on, dude? What are you doing?
The Bears. Do you think the Bears are going to win today? You don't know?
Can you say bear down?
Look, he's got a Messi shirt on.
I like it. Let's talk soccer, the other football.
All right, bud.
All right.
You want?
But no, I think Bo Nix did enough to silence critics yesterday, and now you're going into the AFC title game, and it's almost like they're a lame duck team, which is another kick in the nuts for Bills fans. Like, I feel like you had it and you let it go, and now the Broncos are moving on, and it feels like today's Texans-Patriots game is for the AFC crown. You're muted.
Sean Payton, pretty good. Pretty good coach, but I just, it's going to be hard to get by either of those teams with Jared Stidham.
Stidham.
I'm talking about Oprah's husband at this point.
Oh my God.
Or Oprah's beard. Come on.
Rematch of 1985, bear down.
Could still be. I mean, the Pats look good last week. I mean, I would myself, I'm probably at this point, I'm going to take the Texans over the Pats. I'll give you a little foreshadowing there. I just think better quarterback in my mind.
Bet the under. If you're betting today, bet the under. Defense. That's the easiest bet of the day.
Oh yeah.
The under in that game is, 40.5 is like, if it was 27, I would bet the under. Like, it's just, this is going to be a defensive battle.
To me, if it's a one possession game, I'll take CJ Stroud over Drake May.
Yeah.
I just have more confidence in him. That's it.
Yeah. Bears played the Rams in the conference championship.
Who did they play in the conference championship?
I learned long ago to ram it just right. You can ram it all day and ram it all night.
Also, maybe a little foreshadowing. I know where you're going, you son of a bitch. Anyway, but no, I think that, Bo Nix getting hurt. I mean, it's tough, man. I feel for the
really
kid.
Is.
It's just so brutal. But I don't know about you, but I think he silenced a lot of people yesterday with his performance.
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, I think some people should be a little bit silenced. I know he didn't throw the ball a lot, but by Sam Darnold's performance too, in the other conference, which I thought Sam Darnold would have a pretty decent playoffs. I think he's going to have some trouble if he plays the Bears, just because he throws a lot of picks, 14 picks this year. But if Texans win, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. That defense would rip Jared Stidham apart. Yeah, that's probably true. The Steve DeBerg of the 2020s. Oh my God, deep
pull a name. Pull a name.
Played with the Jets, Chiefs. Who else did he play with? Everybody.
I don't know who I have no clue who they could go get. I think they're gonna roll with Jared Stidham. I mean, if you listen to
Stadman. That's Oprah's husband. Sorry.
Stidham. If you listened, Jesus Christ. If you listen to God, now I'm gonna forget what the coach of the Broncos,
Sean Payton.
Help me out there. Sean Payton. If you listen to Sean Payton yesterday in his press conference, he said Jared Stidham's ready to go. Just wait, and he just kind of said that to the media. Just wait and see. You'll see what he's got. I don't know if he's just trying to pump up his guy. The last time I saw Jared Stidham in a game wasn't very good.
No.
And this either one of these defenses, whether it's the Texans or the Patriots, they're going to create havoc.
The fact that I had no idea who Jared Stidham was until 30 seconds after you texted me Bo Nix broke his ankle and he's out for the season Probably tells me he's not very good, because I do know a lot of the backup quarterbacks in this league. Did not know about him.
So Jarrett Stidham has played 20 games in the NFL. He is he has thrown for 1,422 yards. Yeah. And his career completion percentage, 59.4.
That's
8
better
touchdowns
than
and 8
Caleb Williams this
interceptions
year.
in 6 games. 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Not a bad, in 20 games. I mean, it's going to be tough. I think either one of these defenses going to Denver, I just don't even think it's close. Like, I think that is today's game is for the AFC title. I 100% believe that. Unless something crazy happens in Colorado. I mean, it would have to be something like really, like Jarrett Stidham just comes out and it's actually Tom Brady in a Jarrett Stidham jersey. That's what's going to have to happen in order for the Broncos to win that game.
Right, sure.
All right.
Play QB for the Broncos.
Let's move on to, before we get to the games, we did have some stuff go on in the coaching world. We've been talking about the coaching carousel over the last couple of weeks. Kevin Stefanski hired as the Atlanta Falcons head coach. John Harbaugh agrees to his 5-year deal with the Giants. Matt Nagy is the lead candidate for the Titans job, and Matt LaFleur got an extension in Green Bay, which, wow. But Stefanski to Atlanta is something that I said last week on our show that I felt was going to happen. I felt like it was a good fit. Look, you got the 2-time coach of the year, and I know a lot of people talk about, his record in Cleveland or whatever. Let me remind you that it was in Cleveland. And when you look at that roster, they had 5 quarterbacks this year, and none of them were good. And he still took Cleveland to a playoff appearance, still won a game with Cleveland in the playoffs. Like, this guy is a 2-time coach of the year. I think him in Atlanta, they got to find a quarterback, in my opinion, because I'm not so sure. One, I don't think Michael Penix can stay healthy enough. God, is he putting tape over your mouth? It's about time. It's about time somebody finally did it. I was waiting. This might be the greatest moment in show history. This might be the greatest thing that's ever happened. But look, I just, for me, I think Stefanski to Atlanta, I think that makes them the best team in the NFC South. And I think that they might win the Super Bowl with Kevin Stefanski as their head coach. At the very least, within the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to be contenders for the NFC title. And if you can talk, go ahead and talk. If not, I can just take us out from here.
No, I actually think it's a pretty good hire by front office of the Atlanta Falcons that has made a lot of blunders, including the Michael Penix Jr. I think drafting him after you paid Kirk Cousins, which probably wasn't a good idea. But if you're going to pay Kirk Cousins, why do you draft Michael Penix Jr.? But I think Stefanski is I agree. I think I mean, they went to the playoffs with Joe Flacco coming in partially through this season. I think that's a good hire. Look, we'll have more on Matt LaFleur, but I think extending him, I didn't see anybody unless it was John Harbaugh who could come in as a Packers head coach and maybe be better that was out there. I could see if it was a couple of years ago when you had a lot of like really good coaches out there, possibly, but I don't think anybody's going to do much better than Matt LaFleur there. Right after the game, I thought he was gone. I really thought that would be a good decision. I thought about it for a couple of days, and I just think he's a good coach. He is. I think he does make mistakes, and we talked about it last week with the obviously just overly egotistical play calling in that second half was just ridiculous. Even some other coaches in the league talking about the patterns that he had receivers running in that game. He's got guys running, 20-yard outs.
Yeah.
With 3 minutes to go in the game. I even before that,
Uh,
trying to go for the long, way too much. Like,
Well,
but
Here's a question I want to pose to you and to Jules, who's in the chat right now. It says, "Lesser of all evils, devil you know," and all that jazz. Right? I agree with you.
Yeah.
I understand. I agree with you. I think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach. I don't think he's a coach that's ever going to win a Super Bowl, because I think he's too self-absorbed in his play call, too self-absorbed in I want to be the smarter guy. And I think that showed in the Bears game with the only handing the ball off 5 times, up 3 scores at half. Like, I think that shows in that play call. And I think at some point you have to look for a change in a voice. And when you say that, I don't know who's going to be better. Like, do you think any of the coaching candidates in Baltimore are a better fit than a guy like John Harbaugh, who is also a really good head coach? Do you think that Mike Tomlin, I know Mike Tomlin stepped down, but there are coaches that are good coaches that sometimes it's just time for a change, time for a new voice. And I think that it might have been time in Green Bay. Look, I'm excited because of the rivalry. I'm excited for what it is with him and Ben Johnson. I'm excited for the Bears to finally be good and this rivalry to finally mean something again. So I'm happy that they extended him for that reason, because I think it'll be fun for us to talk about, for the media to talk about. And then just for us to watch as fans. But I just don't know if it was the right move for the organization.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Matt LaFleur, I just think someone might have to sit him down and be like, look, if you have a lead, end a game, such and such, like, how are we, where was your mind at? Where's your logic here? Yeah, we don't think you did right here or there. He's got to have an honest conversation with himself. If he has an ego, which it seems like he does, and I know a lot of coaches do, but you have to be honest with yourself at some point and say, if he can't do that, maybe it's a change. Maybe they needed a change, but I think in Baltimore, I can go with that argument a little bit more in Green Bay, where 18 seasons with John Harbaugh, what is it? 7 seasons now with a Matt LaFleur. I don't know. I think he's done a pretty good job.
3-6 in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know that's tough. That's tough. And there's some decisions that you can point to directly that he's the reason for going 3-6. I think he also has a quarterback that I don't know accordions a little bit when he gets late in the game. I mean, this is a guy that had 1 grounding penalty in his entire career. He had 2 with the Bears, and he should have had maybe 3 or 4 in that game. In Jordan Love, where he's throwing the entire second half off his back foot, kind of inexplicably half the time. Some of the times the Bears did get some pressure on him in that second half, thank God, but some of the time there's no pressure and he's off his back foot.
Yeah. No, I look, I think that there's a lot of
Sean Payton is 62, but he looks 82.
Yeah.
Well, he did have a pill addiction and was drunk many times. Sean Payton looks drunk. I
think sometimes when you look at guys who are out there, right? When you look at the Clint Kubiaks, who's also, you probably, if you're going to part ways with Matt LaFleur, it's probably not for another young offensive-minded head coach. So my guess would be somebody like Robert Saleh or Vance Joseph or Jesse Minter would be that voice, or maybe even a Brian Flores would be that voice, because you go with a defensive-minded guy who's got some time in the league, who really can command that locker room. I'm happy that it's LaFleur. I am, because I just think it's going to be more fun that way. I've spent so much time this week arguing with clowns on the internet about, the classless Ben Johnson.
We don't even have to do a Fitz gibberish on it if we don't want to, but I do have something I do want to say about that, because I've been kind of itchy.
Do you want to do the Fitz gibberish on it?
Well, I guess. It's Diatribe.
You muted yourself.
I did not. You just can't hear me over the music. In the middle of unapologetic. An exclamation point on unapologetic. And inaccurate sports talk. We didn't know who Sean Payton is. I can't say Stidham right. We said Stedman. Who's Stedman? Stedman's like whatever. We can be inaccurate sometimes. This is Fitz gibberish. I do want to go to a video here of, and you're going to be mad at me, but it is of Stephen A. Smith. Combsy.
I know a little bit. And not only that, again, I'm brilliant because I know I'm not. I listen to those who are. So I'm the dude
You're
that'll
not
pick
brilliant.
up the phone and call Adam Schefter. This is what I'm hearing. Am I right? I ain't calling about this. But I'm just saying, you just wise enough to know who knows. And I'm saying to you, that's the situation. Don't try to act like, don't hide behind the Bears and the Packers and what rivalries. We know it's supposed to be a rivalry, and it's great that it is again, right? Because y'all are winning, y'all beating them now instead of getting trounced by them and having discounts. I own you. That's right. I own you. I still own you. But you don't like him. And here's how, and this is the last part that I'll say. It's bad enough where friends of Matt LaFleur around the league who will remain nameless can't stand Ben Johnson because of the feelings and the treatment they know he has towards Matt LaFleur. Point that I'm telling you, this is me.
Okay. That is enough of that. I am from, as many of you know, the south side of Chicago. And it was weird. When I was at the Wolves game yesterday, someone said, "Where are you from?" I said, "South side of Chicago." I said, Mount Greenwood, Beverly area. And they said, "Oh yeah, that's just like the suburbs." No, it's not just like the suburbs. And I'll tell you why, because when I talked to somebody from the suburbs, I know it's not like somebody from the suburbs. But anyway, when somebody from the south side, at least when I grew up, pissed off a metrosexual man with a lot of gel in her hair, which we used to call gel heads, and his metrosexual gel head friend gets pissed about it, I not only
Can you pan left there? Or?
I am not. I do want to pan left, a little bit left. You can still see something. But anyway, I not only don't get
Jared
mad.
Goff tried panning left. He got shipped to Detroit.
I not only that's a good one, Combs. I not only don't get mad at the coach, and I don't think the Bears brass do, I celebrate it. What are we talking about here? We, in the midst of everybody getting mad because Ben Johnson said, "Fuck the Packers," and he doesn't like them. And because of doing a quick handshake, the same handshake LaFleur gave him after LaFleur beat him, by the way, which is really weird that we're mad at Ben Johnson. But anyway, in the midst of all that, and I hate to bring this in here, America is bombing Venezuela. We're sending heavy machinery over to the Ukraine to kill Russians. And I do a show with a Marine who had a gun in a field on 9/11 because he was ready to shoot down a commercial airliner if it flew by, because being afraid that it might fly into a building. And we're worried about a coach in a competitive game in an adult environment playing a kid's game says, "Fuck the other team." That's what we're doing in America now. Is that what we're doing in America now? The same team that said "fuck you" to us for 20 years while they were kicking our ass. What is wrong with this picture? What is wrong with America? And that's Fitz gibberish. Combs. I'm sorry. It's another nanny state thing.
I agree. I have spent all week arguing with people about this, and here's the thing: if you think that Ben Johnson was classless, whatever. I don't really care if you think he was classless, because to be honest with you, whether I'm a Bears fan or not, I've already talked about this. I don't have a problem with a player who doesn't shake hands. I'm okay with a coach who has an edge to him, because we've seen the coaches that don't have edges to them. We've seen the Mark Trestmans. We've seen the Matt Nagy's. We've seen the Matt Eberfluses. We've seen the coaches that don't have that spark. And where did that land us? The last time that the Bears had a coach that was this outspoken about the Packers, it was Mike Ditka. And he won the Super Bowl. I am okay with a coach that doesn't like his rival. I'm okay with a coach that wants to talk trash and get into the opposing coach's head.
Which he obviously did, by the way.
Hey, the Sean McVay tree is angry about this. The Sean McVay tree, this didn't go over well in circles. In football circles, this didn't go over well. The Sean McVay tree is
good.
Well, good. I hope the Sean McVay tree is so happy that this week, when the Bears beat the Rams tonight, and he screams, "Fuck Sean McVay" in the locker room, and fuck the Sean McVay tree. I hope they're unhappy then, because this team, this coach, they have an edge to them. This is a different locker room. We haven't seen this in Chicago in a long time, man. In a long time. Even the Lovie Smith days weren't like this. And so for me, I like the swagger. I like the confidence. And I like the future and the way that this is going. And if you think that he was classless, I'm okay with that. Because I'd rather have my coach be classless and make the right calls and be edgy and lead his teams to victories and to teach them how to win than I would to have a classy guy who goes 10-7 and barely makes the playoffs, or have a coach who's 3-6 in the playoffs, who's a classy guy. Sorry.
I mean, I totally agree with you. We talk all the time that we want our teams to have an edge, to maybe be a little innovative. That's what this guy is, and he has an edge. Anybody who's innovating or doing something just a little bit different, which I think Ben Johnson is even going another step above that, they're going to have a little bit of edge. They're going to be a little quirky. I mean, this guy's able to do everything. He's able to work with the offense and I mean, McVay's the same way. In LA, he's able to do communicate well and be the nerd offensive coordinator as well. I mean, I don't see what's wrong with him having an edge. I'm in sales. Occasionally, a client will come to my manager and be like, "Ryan's reaching out too much. He's a little too pushy." My manager says, "Okay, I'll talk to Ryan. He'll be, and then my manager comes to me and says, "Good job."
Yeah.
Keep calling these assholes.
Yeah.
Same thing with Bears management. What's Bear management going to say? I mean, why would Ben Johnson ever care about this? Like, this is so dumb. And really 10 years ago, this isn't even a thing. In 2018, when the Bears were last in the playoffs, this isn't even a thing. This isn't even like, we're not even talking about this. It's crazy.
Omar says there's only one nation under God, Raider Nation.
Wow.
If Raider Nation has been under God's watch, he really doesn't like you.
No,
because it's been bad for a long time.
Sure, it's not Satan.
Yikes. Maybe God just fell asleep while he was watching them, and now they're playing in the pool. I don't know. Packers fans being crybabies. I like the actual fans, and they love what Ben Johnson said. It's the soft half fans that make it a big deal. I agree.
Yeah. Julianne did say
other Packer fans. Yeah, Julianne's one of them. Other Packer fans as well who said, "Hey, I love the rivalry." Yeah. I hate the Bears. I hate Ben Johnson, but I love the rivalry. And it's the same thing. Like, it's different for Packers fans than it is for Bears fans, I believe, especially of our generation, because we spent the last 30 years watching the Packers kick the Bears' ass. So we hate the Packers and we hate Packer fans. And I think the Packers fans have less hate for the Bears because who the fuck are the Bears over the last 30, 35 years? They've just beaten your ass for 30, 35 years. So it's just, it doesn't make, you know what I mean? It's like it'd be like me if I hated the Pirates and the Pirates fans. Like, really? The Pirates? You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand where, you want it's good for the rivalry that you have both teams being good at the same time, but you have both teams in the playoffs at the same time. I think it's going to be great for the rivalry, and I think it's even better now that Matt LaFleur is going to be back. So I'm excited for it.
What do you see happening today with Matt LaFleur's metrosexual friend?
I think it's high scoring. I think it's a high scoring game. I think it's the exact opposite of what we get in Texans and in Patriots. I think that could be a 9-6 type game. I think we could go all game with neither team scoring a touchdown and just all field goals because both defenses are that damn good. But in the Bears,
gusts, though, wind gusts of 20 to 25 miles an hour could be up to 30.
Bears Rams, I think is high scoring. I don't think
Really?
the cold matters. I don't think the cold affects either team. The Bears have already shown in cold weather games that doesn't affect their offense. And I think that, even though he's 1-8 in games below freezing, wins and losses aren't a quarterback stat. Matthew Stafford lost that game last year against the Philadelphia Eagles in a blizzard, in cold weather, freezing temps in Philadelphia, but he threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. They just couldn't stop Saquon Barkley on defense. That's not on him. He plays well in cold weather games. His numbers are actually pretty good in cold weather games. It's just his record that's not.
Was the wind chill 2 in Philly that last year? No,
it was pretty cold. I believe it was below 0. It was really cold last year in that game in Philadelphia, and it was in the snow. It was basically a blizzard.
I don't know a lot of blizzards.
He performed really well.
Okay, let me look it up.
I don't know what the temperature was. I'm just saying I know it was cold and I know it was snowy. And he's still. It's not like he's just a dome guy. It's not like he's a guy who in Detroit didn't perform well on the road. His record just isn't good. But an NFL record isn't a quarterback stat. That's on the you throw for 300 yards, degrees. 3 touchdowns. I'm not putting the loss on you.
It was 34 degrees.
I mean, do you agree with that?
What? No, I'm not putting it on him. I don't know if it'll be a big difference. I do know he's 39 years old. I do know 34 degrees is different than 2 degrees. I mean, the ball can get slippier. I think when it snows, I'd rather have it snow and be 34 than 2 degrees and windy. I think windy could be a big difference. And it doesn't matter if it's Matthew Stafford, who I think has a pretty damn good arm. I think he's the better quarterback right now in this game. And I usually go for the better quarterback, but I think Caleb has a better ball in windy weather. And if it's windy.
Midnight Squirrel says, get a job. This is my job. What I do. So
we haven't pulled them all up, but we've had a lot of people ripping on us in the chat today.
Dude, I love it. The Bears suck. The Bears suck so much that they were 11-6 and now in the NFC divisional round, 1 game away from the NFC title game. That's how much they suck. Must be a Packer fan. How crazy it that McVay is only 39.
Yeah.
He's been coaching since he was 34. This is 5th year in LA, 6th year.
7th, I thought. I thought he was 31 or 32.
That's crazy. I mean, it's insane. I do remember the Jared Goff thing. That's why I brought it up, though. That they traded Jared Goff because Jared Goff
when he was 30.
Wife. That's
9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was younger than some of his players.
Yeah. Well, he's the same. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, it is. He's a great coach, and it's a great offense. And like I've said before, I think it's the best team in the NFC all year long.
Yeah.
For a while this week, if you want to get into it, for a while this week, I really thought, especially the way they use their tight ends, Matthew Stafford. I think Matthew Stafford does a lot of things Caleb Williams does with the different arm angles and the way he can throw the ball in different ways, even though he can't move around like Caleb, obviously.
Yeah.
I really thought LA was going to win this game. Then, you go back and you look at the last 8 games that LA has been in. That defense has given up 25 or more points in every single game. They have a lot of games that go down to the last possession, the last play, at least one score,
which benefits the Bears
right now, not just as a fan, just as a reasoning person. kind of like when Cody Parkey hit the crossbar 4 times in the Detroit Lions game, 2 months before he double doinked. You get rid of Cody Parkey,
Why would you bring
and
that up?
somehow I have to be with the Bears here. 7 games they win with 2 minutes to go, losing, all the stats. I think last week, like I said before, was the most improbable win that they've had all season. I can't go against them here. I think it's going to come down to 1 possession. I have all the confidence in the world that Caleb Williams is going to somehow pull this out of his butt. We'll talk about next week when next week's happens, but I think they can win this game by 1 score. Hey, if they don't, I think they lose by 1 score. But if they have the ball late in the game, it's hard for me to believe they're not going to pull this out.
Give me a score.
I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I really do. I think the Bears probably a lower scoring game than you think it is. Maybe like 23-20, something like that.
Oh wow, much lower scoring.
That might be too many field goals though in this game.
I think it's a lot higher than that. I think it's going to be Bears 49ers ish. I think Bears win this one 41-38. That was my prediction earlier in the week. But yeah, I do. I just think it's a high scoring game. I think these two offenses go back and forth, and I think they go blow for blow. I really look. Yes, I know it's cold, but there's no snow. It's not supposed to be crazy windy. It's just going to be cold. And I
20 to 25 miles an hour. I don't know.
Jeremiah's got 41-37. See, we're not far off.
Wow, so finally you guys' minds are working as one. It's not a scary thought.
I like it. It says go
Sports
beat the Rams for us Seahawks fans and hope. I would love. I mean, look, even though we have to go to Seattle and that team's good, dude. I'll give the Seattle fans a lot of credit. That team's good, offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
They might be the most complete team left in the NFL playoffs, behind maybe the New England Patriots. I would have said the Broncos, but they've got Jarrett Stidham. So I think that they might be the most complete team in the NFC. That being said, I don't think that there's a team in the league that the Bears can't beat. I really don't. And I think it'll be a great game. I think it'll be fun. We just got to win today. Go beat the Rams.
I just think the Bears can move the ball against any defense, and I don't think that Seahawks offense performs as well against that Bears defense as they were able to against the 49ers yesterday. I don't, but
we formed the weirdest Power Ranger you've ever seen. Me and Jeremiah.
It is.
All right. What do you got in before we get out of here? What do you got in Patriots Texans?
I think the Texans are going to take that. Like I said, that might be another 1 possession game, but I think CJ Stroud right now, I just have more confidence in CJ Stroud right now. I need to see more from Drake May. I don't think Drake May will win the MVP. I think the Bears are playing the MVP.
Yeah.
Today. And Matthew Stafford, I think it's insane that they would give it to Drake May, but everybody's saying they're going to. I'm all over the Texans. I'm with you on the Texans.
Yeah, I am too. Texans Bears Super Bowl. Hope it happens. But I'm actually going out to the Whistle today to watch this game with some friends. Me and Michelle are going to go meet up with some friends and watch the game. So we're going to do a post-game show tonight, correct?
Yes.
All right. So we will have a post-game time to be determined. We will talk to you guys. For those that don't join us next week, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your enemies. Same bat time, same bat channel. Check you later.